Hey everyone, good morning and welcome to another episode of Objection Celebrity Court Chatter. I'm glad to see everyone this morning. It's going to be a short one because I'm reading the comments and hope everyone had a great weekend. Yeah, I hope you guys had a good weekend too. Sorry, I got distracted with the comments, but yeah, it's going to be a short one this morning. Y'all know I was sick a couple weeks ago and I'm still trying to catch up with in real world stuff. So it's kind of going to be a short one today. We are going to go over the title today is Defamation Justice ? And we're going to go over 3 different defamation cases and the results that have happened last week. One of them is Gina Carano. I'm not sure if I'm saying her last name right, but Gina Carano, who was an actress who played in a Star Wars show. We're going to get into her case, and Elon Musk was backing her against Disney in a defamation suit, and they have since settled, so we're going to get into that. And then we're going to get into Gavin Newsom's defamation suit against Fox News. There's been an update with that, and he's kind of losing twice on the court front because Spencer is also coming after him, and it looks like the FBI is investigating the Palisades fire and what went down. So we're going to get into that a little bit. And of course, Blake Lively, we had some new updates on her defamation and retaliation claims. They're not what we actually thought because something came out in the deposition. So we're going to go ahead and get into all that. Hey, Raffle, good morning. Good morning, Laura. Thank you so much for modding this morning. I appreciate you. She was in Deadpool 2. Oh, I didn't know that. So there's a connection there. Yay, ACC, you're finally getting the notifications. Thank y'all. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We come on daily, Monday through Thursday at 9 Eastern, so you guys can tune in. So I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. It's always that first little transition. I'm going to get it one day, but here we go. Oops. Here we go. Raffle says she's awake for this. Yeah, when you subscribe, yes, thank you, ACC. Make sure you set the notifications to all. Appreciate it. So we're going to go ahead and get into, let me hide the comments. And I learned how to make it bigger. There we go. Gina Carano, that's actually the wrong tab. I got it. Okay, here we go. Mandalorian actor Gina Carano settles lawsuit with Disney and thanks Elon Musk for funding it. So actor Gina Carano has settled her lawsuit with Disney and Lucasfilm after claiming she was wrongfully dismissed from The Mandalorian for expressing her political opinions. Carano was fired in February 2021 after starring as Rebel Ranger Cara Dune in 2 series of the Disney Star Wars series, The Mandalorian. According to court documents, it came after the 41-year-old referenced the Nazis' treatment of Jewish people while discussing current political differences in the U.S. So I think that she said that Republicans were like Jewish people or something like that. At the time, production company Lucasfilm said in a statement that her social media posts denigrating people based on their cultural and religious identities were abhorrent and unacceptable. But late on Thursday, she posted on X, "I have come to an agreement with Disney Lucasfilm, which I believe is the best outcome for all parties involved." And she added that she hopes this brings some healing to the force. The details of the financial settlement have not been disclosed. When filing her lawsuit at the California District Court last year, she had sought $75,000 in damages. And she also thanked Elon Musk for financing the lawsuit, despite the two having never met. "I want to extend my deepest, most heartfelt gratitude to Elon Musk, a man I've never met, who did this good Samaritan deed for me in funding my lawsuit. Thank you, Mr. Musk, and ask for backing my case and asking for nothing in return." The ex-owner is an ardent advocate of free speech and has funded similar legal battles previously. He should fund the content creator clapback against Lively. But anyways, because those ex subpoenas were Okay, Carano signed off. I'm excited to flip the page and move on to the next chapter. Um, let's see what's going on in the chat over here. Oh, you guys are just talking about notifications. Okay. Okay, where was I? Sorry, I'm getting distracted with the chat. My desires remain in the arts, which is where I hope you will join me. Yes, I'm smiling from my heart to yours, Gina. In response to the settlement, Lucasfilm said in a statement, Ms. Carano was always well respected by her directors, co-stars, and staff, and she worked hard to perfect her craft while treating her colleagues with kindness and respect. With this lawsuit concluded, we look forward to identifying opportunities to work together with Ms. Carano in the near future. But the Star Wars, like there's like a website that's Star Wars news, and they were like, "Don't hold your breath. This is just like a, kind of like thing that they're saying in the statement." But they probably gave her a big fat check and told her, "We'll call you in the future" or something. But that it's not going to happen, and it's so crazy because I'm like, if they're extending an opportunity to work again to Carano, if y'all know the Jonathan Majors case. um he did whatever he did the classes that he had to do, and I don't know, I feel like he should come back as Kong, but that's a whole other story. In legal documents, Carano's team claimed both Disney and Lucasfilm had targeted, harassed, and publicly humiliated and defamed her, and went to great lengths to destroy Carano's career. And Disney tried to dismiss it, and they were like, no, it's going to go to trial September 25th. So they were literally 1 month away from trial. So we're going to get to Blake, which is in here in a little bit. But I'm kind of thinking there's a lot of cases that have been settling like right at the last minute. Friedman just settled the FK Twigs versus Shia LaBeouf case. And that was supposed to go to trial in a couple weeks, and then it got settled. So now this is getting settled. So we're going to get to Blake here in a second, but she also alleged she was treated differently to her male colleagues. Neither company commented on these claims. Her lawyer, Jean Scher, managing partner at Scher Joff, said at the time, Disney bullied Miss Carano, trying to force her to conform to their views about cultural and political issues. And when that bullying failed, they fired her. Punishing employees for their speech on political or social issues is illegal under California law. And then it just says she began her career as mixed martial arts fighter and has starred in other movies such as Fast and Furious 6, Riley Hicks, and there it is, Deadpool, Ralph Fiennes, in which she played Angel Dust. I don't remember the first Deadpool that much because this is a really long time ago. But one of the things that I thought was really crazy was her statement. In her statement, she says, the support she's received is mind-blowing. You guys can find her statement on X. It's at Gina Carano. I'll link it in the description. But this is the part that's like, the baby Grogu's all my family's kids got Christmases ago silently put away, along with Star Wars shirts and toys, broke my heart to watch. Everyone apologizing to me for going to Disneyland or refusing to go. I didn't ask or want that for anyone, but people were properly upset. It's been so sad. And then it says, so thank you to everyone who has reached out and shown support. Healing is definitely happening now. No need to apologize to me for having Disney Plus anymore. Please, I need to move on. Bring the Grogu's out. I'm okay. I do believe positive change is happening. We will see. So I thought that was a little quirky because it was like, dang, everybody was putting all the Grogu's away. No Star Wars, nothing. Hey, Riley. Yes, the party's here. Everyone's like super cheery for a Monday, so thank you because it's cheering me up because I got a lot to do this week. Lots. Um, I gotta bring y'all the Rebel Wilson series that I'm working on. I might not be doing Crime Chatter in the evenings this week, only because I'm trying to work on that Rebel Wilson series, and then I'm doing a like little vertical. I'm just testing some things out with the Koberger case, or inmate 214 as we call him. I know I wasn't going to go back to that case, but then some new stuff came out, and so I was testing out this little vertical series with it. So yeah, it's going to be a busy week over here. Good morning, Elizabeth. Thank you. And good morning to replay crew, or afternoon. Because I think in Australia, I just realized I have some Australia followers, so they watch me like the next day at 10 a.m. or something like that. But yeah, I just saw that my top 3 followers now are. So I'm like, was it Rebel Wilson? Was it me name dropping Rebel? It used to be U.S., UK, and Canada, and now it's U.S., UK, and Australia. So yeah. Anyway, so that's the Gina case. If you guys want to say anything in the comments in replay crew, or in the chat, as far as, do you believe there was justice there? Do you think Disney should have been held accountable for their defamation? Is this something where, Elon was the more powerful person? Was it just the lawyers that were able to work something out? I mean, it didn't pass the motion to dismiss and was headed to trial. So it's really weird that that they settled. So like they didn't take it all the way. And I'm guessing that Disney must have just said, we don't want no smoke with Elon, or I don't know. It was really interesting when I saw it, because I was like, wow. Joy says, I love Gina. If she's happy, I'm happy. It's going to be interesting to see, because if Gina comes back, they need to bring Jonathan back. That's all I'm saying. The Marvel universe right now, I don't know if y'all follow, for any of the Marvel nerds, really, really quick. I'm like, it's going to be a quick episode, and then I go on tangents. But there was some tea with Bo DeMaio as well, calling out Marvel and Kevin Feige. Y'all go check out his ex if y'all want that. Sometimes I wish I had like a pop culture channel as well, to like just talk about like random things like that, like Marvel and things like that. But we're sticking to court today. So let's continue with the next one, which is Gavin Newsom, y'all. Fox News moves to dismiss Gavin Newsom's defamation lawsuit. Fox News has moved to dismiss California governor's $787 million defamation lawsuit against the network and collect attorney's fees, calling the suit a political stunt that Newsom filed to advance his presidential ambitions. The tone and content of Newsom's complaint and his conduct underscore that the purpose of this lawsuit is to create a press spectacle and harass Fox News to remedy any legitimate reputational harm. Newsom's lawsuit stemmed from the channel's coverage of a spat that occurred between Newsom and President Donald Trump during the LA wildfires. Trump claimed at the time that he had spoken to Newsom a day ago to tell Newsom he was doing a bad job. But Newsom replied on social media that there was no call, prompting Trump to give Fox News a screenshot showing the record of a call that had occurred days earlier. Why would Newsom lie and claim that Trump never called him? Fox News host Jesse Waters said that night on his shows, accusing Newsom of lying. Newsom's attorneys, in a letter to Fox News, say they would proceed with the suit unless Fox News issued a retraction and an on-air apology. In their court filing, Fox News says that Waters did that on July 17th when he said on the air that Newsom didn't deceive anybody on purpose. So I'm sorry, he wasn't lying. He was just confused and unclear. As a result, Fox News says the case should be dismissed on multiple grounds, including on the merits, writing that what Waters said was substantially true. And there you have it, y'all. Remember the defamation stuff? It has to be substantially true, as in you believe it. And then the whole malice thing that they have to overcome. And I don't know if, I guess Newsom is considered a celebrity, right? Public figure. So it'd have to be malice, but that substantially true part. So at a minimum, Waters' query about why Newsom would lie is an opinion based on disclosed facts that enjoys full First Amendment protection. So we got substantially true and First Amendment, all stuff we've heard from the Lively stuff. And, if you're following Drake versus UMG as well. Newsom's $787 million suit seeks the same amount as the 2023 settlement Fox had reached with Dominion Voting Systems after the voting machine company accused Fox News of knowingly pushing false conspiracy theories that Dominion rigged the 2020 presidential election. And so that's like another case that they did. Fox News called Newsom's use of that figure a headline-grabbing gimmick. The $787 million. because yeah, that's a lot. Gina was only going after 75,000. Was that it? It seems small to me, but maybe it's what she was going to get paid or something. But yeah, 787 million. So they're filing to dismiss it, and so we'll see if that prevails or not, if it's going to go to trial. But he also has someone else coming down his back, which is Spencer Pratt. And the headline is a Variety exclusive. Spencer Pratt escalates battle with Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass amid DC trip to support LA fires investigation. I'm literally their worst nightmare. Hey, Joe. You're here just in time to see here. Spence is the worst nightmare. I followed Spencer Pratt like right when the fires happened, like as he was trying to evacuate. I was heavy on the TikTok back then, and he's been fighting for a while. He's been fighting for a good while, and he's coming after Newsom because Newsom called him a liar. And so I'm wondering if there's a defamation suit coming from Spencer soon, because right now he's, fighting for the citizens of the Palisades and whatnot. But I'm just kind of wondering, like, is that going to be his next move? Because he's now going to DC, and we're going to get into it. Let me look at the chat over here. Who else is coming in? Just Joe. Oh, Jen, I didn't see you. Hey, Jen. I must have missed you. So yeah, so let's just get into the Spencer of all of it as we go through this. On August 4th, reality star Spencer Pratt touched down in the nation's capital for a 3-day trip to meet with a slew of top federal officials, including Attorney General Pam Bondi, about the catastrophic fires that ravaged Los Angeles in January. And if y'all don't follow Spencer Pratt on X, he actually made a video that was like, yes, the FBI is involved, and he can't say much because it's an ongoing thing, but they are investigating Newsom. The visit marks an escalation in his battle with California Governor Gavin Newsom that began last month. The Hill star, whose Pacific Palisades home and his parents' residence were destroyed in the deadly blazes, also tore through Malibu and Altadena, has publicly accused the governor and Los Angeles Mayor Karen Bass of mismanagement and negligence via viral TikTok videos that he first launched in July. Now he's going for the jugular. And not just Karen Bass, he's going after the person who's doing the bill to like expand these, seven stories high or 9 stories high buildings. He's trying to fight it because he's saying that the Palisades is going to be too dense, that it was already hard enough for the amount of people that are there to get out in a case of an emergency. And if you just pile more people in, and just going after him about the smart cities and stuff. So that's his latest. He's going after that bill. But anyways, I'm literally their worst nightmare, he says, because I have nothing to lose, and all I'm ever going to do is just post actual facts. He said in an exclusive interview, the more of these meetings I take, the more I find out about how preventable this was. It's actual criminal negligence, because in the Palisades fire alone, 12 people died. These people should not have died. On his first night in DC, Pratt met with 3 very important people that he could not name. He later did say that he met with the FBI, though President Trump was not one of them. In fact, Pratt cautions against seeing this crusade against the governor and the mayor as political. He says, the victims are across all party lines, mainly Democrats, and they have been sending me a list of questions and requests to present to this administration. They do not care who's sitting in the White House. They just want answers. They want results. They just want things solved, he says. Like, I would have flown to Washington if an alien from Mars was sitting in the White House. I don't care. I'm here to activate. So it says the day after his arrival, Pratt held court with Bilal A. Bill Esili, the acting U.S. attorney for the Central District of California at the Department of Justice. Given that there's an active FBI investigation into criminal wrongdoing, so who knows? He might get criminal charges against him now. Right now, he's only suing, Spencer is suing the city of LA and then the water company. I don't believe he's suing Newsom personally yet. but it seems like maybe there might be some criminal charges coming down on him. Pratt was unable to make any TikTok videos during the conversation. He says the theme of what we discuss is in alignment with what many people in the Palisades in Altadena are already feeling, that there's a lot more to fire aid than it seems. So it's not just about the reservoirs not having water. It's not just about the state parks and the debris that wasn't cleaned up and the fire that wasn't put out. And there's so many aspects, but one of them is that fire aid stuff. And if you haven't seen our episode, we went into all of that. And I actually want to like go even deeper and live read the lawsuits, the different stuff back and forth, because it's super interesting. That fire aid part is really, really interesting. And let's just say a lot more will be coming out. And this was not Spencer spreading misinformation and suspicions of victims not actually receiving any fire aid funds. He says of the 100 million allocated for wildfire relief, that investigation is a real deal type of thing, of misappropriation of funds, probably. And if you guys check out his ex, he did just go help out those people. Y'all remember in the last episode where the woman was saying that she actually called the mobile home park because money was given to a nonprofit to help mobile home people. And so she went to a mobile home park and was like, did y'all get any help? And they were like, no. And so Spencer, I believe, on his TikTok was out there last week as well. So he's making moves. I mean, it's incredibly inspiring. A meeting with Bondi followed, which Pratt says was incredible because she is committed to getting to the bottom of the disaster. He says, I felt so powerless against Bass, LADWP, which is the water company, Newsom, and I'm just throwing these TikToks out as such a powerful entity. To be able to be in a room with people who can get me information legally that's going to help everyone in the Palisades get the answers that we haven't had for 7 months, like the investigations into the origins of the Palisade fire. So to be in front of somebody who can provide answers to the victims who have been literally thinking about this all day long for over 7 months, that was just life-changing. Like I went through a portal on that one. So over the next 24 hours, he also met with the EPA as well as U.S. Secretary of Agriculture, Brooke Rollins. And he says she was just an amazing human, like a real life movie character, he said about her. Ultimately, he extended what was supposed to be a 2-day trip into 3 days. He cannot disclose most of his conversations, but he says Governor Newsom should fear what comes next. Y'all, it's getting spicy. Let's just say all the dots connect why he looked so insanely panicked, like he had already lost the 2028 presidency that day. The day that a Palisades mom was screaming at him in the streets, Pratt says. Now I know what that look on his face was about. Now I get what he knew then, that he's been keeping a secret for 7 months. Once that comes out, he should just stick to podcasting. So let's just go check out what the chat is saying. You can't fault a guy for a guy who fights for his woman, family, and community. Yeah, and he was simultaneously helping out the fire victims in the Palisades, trying to raise money, and then helping out himself and his parents by hyping up Heidi so that her career could get off the ground so they could get some income coming in. And yeah, it was incredible to watch back then. He got a collaboration with Pitbull. A lot of celebrities, Avril Lavigne came out in support of Heidi and Spencer. Joe says he's always rooting for Spencer Pratt. I'm really rooting for him nowadays. Yeah. Good morning, girlie. Oh, mama, that's okay. You can replay, crew. It's going to be a short one today, so we're already about to get into our last story here. We're just finishing up with Spencer Pratt, and he's coming for Governor Newsom. Like, this one is one that I am like, there's, a couple of them, but it's Rebel, obviously Blake. And then this Spencer one is like, I'm constantly checking to see if there's any updates or anything, because it's really a good one. So he says, everything I ever bought in my life burned down. Everything my parents bought in their real life, like the stakes are so real. I'm doing that because they destroyed my life. And for the last 7 months, I focused on all the good things with Heidi's music and the positives. But once that wore off, it's like, I can't even have my life back. And when you really see everything laid out and the whole way they'd really see everything spun, it was just the biggest bunch of lies and propaganda. This was the most preventable thing that could have ever been. So with that, he pauses to pivot to the topic of his next act, and he says, I'm becoming worse of a nightmare for them every day because now people are finding my number. Other people whose lives burned down, and they send me text messages that are like rocket fuel to me. I'll start getting emotionally drained, and it's a lot to manage my anger and hurt. And then it's like, buckle up. There's so many people that need you to keep on this. This isn't a 3-week thing. This is going to be 10 years. So he's willing to go all the way. And I feel like some of the creators or, anyone who's following Lively, this is so relatable. Like, you get emotionally drained and then, you're like, but, we have to keep talking about it. We have to keep going. And so this for me, it resonated. And luckily for us, y'all don't know how lucky we are that trial is, it was in March, because most of these trials take sometimes years to like come to fruition before they set a trial date or anything. So we got lucky. We don't have to, fight it out for 10 years, luckily, even though I was hearing that there may be some appeal. So let's get into Blake quickly. Let's check the chat and protect Spencer Pratt, Joy. I mean, really, he's coming out and he's like literally calling him out. And, politics is crazy. And, hopefully he has, security and all that stuff. Because yeah, it's crazy calling him out like that, very visibly. And yeah, Joe, he was very visible. He's been fighting from the very beginning. That's why I'm like, he didn't just jump on this train to try and call him out. He's been trying, and he finally got to the right people and was able to, be loud about it. And MSM obviously picked it up. And so that helps him a lot too, to protect him. Who else is coming in? Hey, Rose is Wild. Good morning. So that's the Spencer of it all. So why don't y'all sound off in the comments if you're replay crew or in the chat here, as far as Spencer and Newsom. Is there going to be justice for that defamation? Do you guys think Fox News should get their case dismissed? Do you think it was just an opinion? And then what do y'all think about Spencer coming after him? Do you guys think there's a future defamation lawsuit against him from Spencer? Because, he did say Spencer is spreading misinformation. If the FBI finds criminal wrongdoing, that I feel like there's a defamation lawsuit there. He called him a C-list actor, or not actor. He just called him a C-list celebrity, right? And so, I mean, yeah. Spencer had to stay quiet until lawsuit was set. Then he came out swinging. Yes, Holly. Good morning, Holly. Thanks for joining us. Great insight. Yes, it seems like he was kind of going hard a little bit on TikTok. Like, he was talking about it and was like, something's up. And, he would go to the site and everything of where it was burning. And then he was showing video. So since the beginning but he wasn't being as loud as now, because he was, like I said, simultaneously helping Heidi, get her career and her album out. Oh yes, Mama, on Spencer. Okay. You can catch the replay. So we're getting into Blake. I know I said it was going to be a short one. I was going to try and do 30 minutes, but I went on a couple little tangents here. But so Blake, defamation is not what we thought, because the redaction regarding the smear campaign has been unsealed. Blake admits because Friedman is defending his client. Is the only smear campaign from him. Basically saying that Blake admitted that Friedman defending his client was the only smear campaign that she's heard. And so this was the redacted thing that was in Kevin Fritz's letter. It says, a retaliatory lawsuit and the press that you, Friedman, have done, and the statements that you have made about me and my character. That was her answer when Friedman questioned her at the deposition. And she says the only ongoing smear campaign about which she has personal knowledge involves Friedman. And so before, y'all remember, the smear campaign started back in August. It seems like now we're finding out that the smear campaign that she's, the only one she knows is Friedman's. There is another part that Lively's can't file that says that she also answered that she couldn't answer the rest of the question because it was attorney privilege. And so who knows if that's true or not, but this was very telling because now everyone in the legal community that I saw this weekend was talking about the motion for summary judgment and how they need to go after that defamation claim, and that this may very well get thrown out on a motion for summary judgment, because if this is all she's got, it's not very much. So I thought that was really, really like crazy, because the legal community this weekend, especially on TikTok, has been talking about how, this kind of changes things a little bit, where um, their next move, Friedman and, Team Baldoni's next move might be, well, obviously they're going to file for the motion of summary judgment, but to go after this, and that we're going to see a lot more of. It says he provides an absolute privilege for communications made by individuals participating in a public function. So, I thought that was just crazy. Yes, that's the one I'm referring to. Made it make sense. Yeah. And there was another one, Bohemian Diva was also kind of alluding to something like that. She didn't want to say it, but she was alluding to, and there was another girl, I forget her name, I think Britt or something, but there was a couple of them. I saw like 4 or 5 of them on TikTok saying that this was kind of a big deal. Are we learning about defamation or not? Are y'all learning about defamation? I mean, I'm learning a lot about defamation, like the with malice, the substantially true. From the Lively Baldoni action, we've learned that being called a C-list actor is not actionable. Thank you, Elizabeth. Yes. And yeah, you can't sue over hurt feelings. Again, also that he said, right? You can't sue over hurt feelings. But then the same lawyer, Michael Gottlieb, who said that, is representing Drake, who's suing over hurt feelings. So I always found that pretty crazy. People can be called an S-predator, and judges would just assume whoever said it believed it, and you're scot-free. Yeah, it's really weird. It's like she's giving up on smear campaign before December 24th because she's got nothing. I mean, that's what we're led to believe. So we can never believe that BL's team are telling the truth about anything. Obfuscation and misinformation are their modus operandi. Yep. I mean, where's my ticker? Because I don't even have my ticker up here while I'm over here yepping y'all. Hold on one second. Okay, there it is. There's my ticker. I need the chat to help me out when I don't have the ticker up there, because I don't want no smoke with Blake Lively's PR guy and her team. So yeah, I guess that's our show. I know I went through it like super quick. I probably talked too fast for 2 times speed. I try to talk slow because that way what you guys can play me on 2 times speed on the replay. And she said LOL. But I was trying to talk really fast because I was trying to get to it, because I have a call at 9 that I have to get to. So I was trying to go quickly. So for those watching me on 2 time, I'm so sorry. And for anyone that can't stop by for the show, thank you, Laura. I know. And I'm going to have you on. Remember, we talked about having you on because I never have the sound. I didn't have no videos today. And sorry, y'all. I know I always sign off with the video. I don't have one. And she said I didn't talk too fast. Okay. I felt like I was rushing through it, and even like the reading was a little rushed, but oh, you're welcome. I'm not a bot 55. Yeah, I didn't want to let y'all down because I hyped up the Monday Spencer thing. I posted like, just wait till Monday. I got an update on Spencer. Cause when he said like, I'm your worst nightmare, it feels like WWE almost, like I don't know why I got those, like, if anybody watches wrestling, I got those vibes, like, I'm coming for you, like. And speaking of which, there was a couple updates on the Vince McMahon one too that we have to update y'all. So yeah, you guys have a great Monday. We will see you really quick. Let's wrap up Blake. If y'all think that in the comments or in the chat, if you guys think that it's going to get thrown out in the motion for summary judgment, I honestly, like, now I feel like I got hope. I don't know. I'm seeing all these legal pundits talk about it, and like they're saying, like, you know, it's going to be the slow game. Maybe this is why Friedman and them are not. Maybe this is why they weren't. You know how like all the whole time we were telling them, why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? It was like because they were waiting for this very moment upcoming. So all these other lawsuits are settling, and I don't know. I feel hopeful, maybe because it's Monday or whatever. Yep, we'll see you guys in the next one. Y'all take care, and don't forget to hit that like and comment after the video's done. It does help the algorithm. I appreciate you guys so much. Mama says, I'm worried that we have hope. I know. Marie, thanks, CJ. Have a wonderful day. Yes, everyone. Oh, Van Sham. Yes, I hope Van Sham will get them something. I'm ready to read some more legal paperwork from Team Baldoni because I really love their writing. So it was a good weekend, and a lot of stuff happened last week. So I'm glad I got to update y'all on that. Looking forward to more on Spence, and obviously we'll see what the week brings with Blake because it's always something new. You guys take care, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.